So that's one of the interesting things I found. And I didn't really believe in this theory that women are more capable of capturing more differences in different colors and those kind of things. I am a designer. I had many classmates in the university that were very skilled for capturing colors too. But then I realized that yes, we were only 4 women in our classroom and there were 20 men, 20 or 21, I don't recall exactly. But anyway, the situation is that just the 4 of us were more able to capture the colors and make a difference between this indigo blue and this other dark blue or this electrical blue or just those kind of things. And then I realized that yeah, it was true. And then my brother, who studied biochemistry, he told me yes, in the evolution theory there is this idea that women were the people in charge of selecting the products, the fruit and the vegetables to give their families to eat. So that's why they became more aware of the colors and the textures in relation to that. So it's really interesting. Right.
That's great. That's great. Boy, like I mean, as we have already experienced, we can talk for hours. So
yeah,
I just want to thank you for this opportunity to record you. I think it'll be a good thing we created for both of us. I'll be able to see you and learn more about you as I scrutinize, life through videos, and you'll have this as a video record, the way people have a photograph of like the old photographs of Cuenca. You'll see this, and sometime in the future and say, oh my God, I was so young and beautiful. What happened? Now I'm old and this will be 100 years from now.
Are you talking about the present or what I am going to think later on?
I'm saying 100 years from now, you'll say, oh my God, I was this beautiful woman. What happened? It's like, and I'm 100.
Thank you, because if I see pictures of when I was 20 years old, yes, I do think so.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That it's just an idea. But no, the uses of, I think maybe I'm a dreamer like always, but I have the impression that the potential for video, I think we're just scratching the surface. You know. I mean, they're doing surveillance of cities. They're using it for. I mean, they put it into your lungs, they throw it into your stomach. They can check. Like an endoscope. They put. They're doing good. But I think that when you think of like the long road ahead, I think we're just scratching the surface. Video, I think, can be used for a whole lot more, and I'm doing my part to see what I can develop. Right. Did you ever hear of live casting? Live casting. On Justin TV, you can do a video, right? But you can, like, some people, like, they have a camera on all the time, and they let other people see them, like.
Right. I was just thinking about that. Sorry to interrupt you, but anyway,
no.
It was like I was watching these reality shows on television, and I thought, they are so boring, or people are trying to do so exaggerated things in order to attract the public's attention.
Right.
But I was just thinking, my family, we're so different and crazy. In my family, each one of us is completely different from the other. That it would be really interesting to have a reality show going on in my house, because there are so many jokes going on all the time, and so many interesting conversations, like these conversations between my father, who is a very intelligent man, but he is not very constant. So the thing is that he studied 3 or 4 different careers at a university, but he finished none of them. So yes, he's a dreamer, and he's a very illustrated person. And my mother, who is a biochemist, and she is a very scientific person who thinks about the logical process of every single situation. And then my sister, who is this incredible teacher for young children, and she loves to watch.
Your sister, I know her, the kindergarten teacher, right?
Yes, exactly. And she's really, she has this sixth sense to capture what is the problem in a certain child, why this boy or girl.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
It's really interesting, and she is really interesting to talk with. and to see her teaching her classes, her English classes here at the university too, because you see her, she's rather...
She's also an English teacher here?
She's also an English teacher
Give
here.
me a break. So you have you have a sister that you can talk in English to with.
Yes, but I actually don't talk to her in English very much. We basically talk in Spanish. I don't know why. I talk in English a lot with my brother. My brother is a person I love to talk with because he has no accent at all. He has a perfect English and a perfect Spanish.
He has Knox? What is that? I missed that.
An accent. He doesn't have an accent, a Latin American accent or Spanish accent.
He speaks good English, you're saying?
His English is
What's
excellent.
his profession?
He is a biochemist.
Oh, like your mother.
Yes, but since he was a very young child, he was listening to television either in English or in Spanish, and after every single sentence he listened to, you could appreciate that he was repeating the sound very softly for himself and so quietly that only he could listen to himself, but you could see him moving his lips and making the pronunciation again. And even when talking to you, we were having a conversation and he said this green insect, and then he repeated this green insect, and it was really interesting. He was doing that all the time, and now you listen to him and he is an announcer for radio here
in Spanish
and English.
And English also.
Yes, because it's an international radio, and it's a Radio Pública here in Ecuador, but it's internationally transmitted by the internet. And he talks to the rest of the world, and he really likes classical and heavy metal music. So it's a very strange combination in the beginning, but actually it's not. It's a very sophisticated combination. And the thing is that he tries to defend many of the lyrics of the bands that are very philosophical, and not only what people tend to think, that because of the very strong sounds people do in their presentations with heavy metal, they are evil or some kind of dark or something like that. No, it's very interesting. And the very interesting thing he does is he translates the lyrics from English into Spanish, but in a way that he really presents the meaning in Spanish, not only as a literary translation of one text to a different language. No, he doesn't only do that, but he also translates the very appropriate words and the very appropriate word organization to give the very precise feeling of the author to that. So he is doing that, and
he does it well done.
Yes, and he
to the best of his ability, right?
Yes, exactly. He is my brother, I know, and probably that's why I tend to exaggerate his abilities. But he is an incredible person. He is an incredible person, and he is very intelligent, a little too much to be completely happy, I would say.
I know that's an interesting concept. Yeah, I haven't experienced that, but I've heard of that notion. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I am really happy sometimes. I am not as intelligent as he is. I am just average. But being just average makes me a happier person.
That's interesting, yeah.
This is good, I think.
Well, you know what they say? They say, there's a saying, it's bliss, something like, ignorance is bliss, I think. Have you heard that? Something like that?
Something like that, yes.
Something
I've heard something in relation to that.
I agree. That can be true,
Right.
I'm not that ignorant to have experienced it, but I find that the other way around also works. The more you know, the better. I mean, I actually feel stronger about knowing more. You're better off, and that's why we're here.
Right.
That's why we're academics. So anyway, so instead of letting this cut off by itself, let's just say goodbye, and we'll probably make this one the first of other wonderful interactions.
Oh, it was a great experience to me to be recorded like this, because I was nervous.
To be video captured, and the more you do this, the less uptight you would be. Uptight is a word of like 1965, so
oh really?
Yeah. So you're getting some historical English here with me. But it's a pleasure to have a video recorded you today. And let's shut off before this shuts off by itself.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Cecilia.
Bye-bye.